Travis Hunter, the golden boy of football, the man everyone thought had it all, just flipped the script on his entire fairy tale romance. What was supposed to be the picture-perfect love story of a superstar athlete and his stunning fiancée has now spiraled into chaos, betrayal, and a scandal so jaw-dropping that fans are still picking their jaws up off the floor. Imagine this. One moment, Travis is posting loved-up pictures with his bride-to-be, promising forever in front of millions of fans. And the next, he's caught in a storm of accusations, late-night confrontations, and whispers of secret affairs. And trust me, it's not just whispers anymore. Sources close to the couple say Travis discovered messages that shattered his trust, exposing what he describes as the ultimate betrayal. Instead of keeping the pain private, Travis chose the most humiliating route possible, airing out the dirty laundry in a way no one saw coming. From fiery exchanges in public to cryptic social media posts, the world is watching a love story crumble in real time. And fans, they're divided, some siding with Travis for standing his ground, while others claim he went too far. But make no mistake, this isn't just a breakup. This is war. Travis Hunter's life had always looked like a fairy tale from the outside. Fans saw him as the rising superstar with unmatched talent on the field, charm off the field, and a fiancée who seemed to complete the perfect picture. Their social media was filled with smiles, vacations, and heart emojis. But behind those glossy images, the cracks had already started to show. The story that was about to unfold would turn that fairy tale into a messy, heartbreaking drama that no one saw coming. It began quietly, with whispers among friends who noticed something off about Travis's fiancée. She had always been supportive of his career, appearing on the sidelines and cheering him on. But in recent months, her phone was constantly buzzing, and she seemed more distracted than usual. Travis, a man who valued loyalty above all else, couldn't shake the gnawing suspicion in his gut. Late at night when she was asleep, he would stare at the ceiling, wondering if he was imagining things, or if the woman he trusted with his future was hiding a secret that could destroy everything. One evening after practice, Travis received a message from a close friend. "Bro, I don't know how to tell you this," the message began, "but you need to see who your girl's been hanging out with." Attached was a blurry photo, but it was clear enough to see. His fiancée was out at a lounge, laughing a little too comfortably with another man. The sight of her hand on the stranger's arm sent a wave of heat rushing through Travis's body. He didn't confront her right away. Instead, he played it cool, watching her closely, testing her explanations. When she told him she was going out with her girls, he would scroll social media, looking for signs of her whereabouts. And then came the proof he couldn't ignore. Messages on her phone that weren't meant for his eyes. One night, while she showered, her phone lit up on the nightstand. The name was unfamiliar, but the tone of the message was unmistakably intimate. "Can't wait to see you again. Last night was unforgettable. Unforgettable." Travis's heart sank. His chest felt like it was caving in, yet his hands shook with rage. When she stepped out of the bathroom, wrapped in a towel and humming casually, he couldn't hold it in any longer. "Who is he?" he demanded, holding up the phone. She froze, her eyes wide, her mouth opening and closing like she couldn't find the words. "Travis, it's not what you think," she stammered, but her trembling voice gave her away. "Not what I think," he shot back, his voice breaking with pain. "You've been sneaking around behind my back, humiliating me while I've been out here giving you everything. My trust, my love, my future. You threw it all away for what? Some late-night thrill?" Tears welled in her eyes, but Travis wasn't moved. He had imagined 100 scenarios, tried to convince himself he was paranoid, but this moment confirmed every doubt that had haunted him. What came next was explosive. She begged for him to listen, swearing that it was a mistake, that she still loved him, that she didn't mean for it to happen, but her excuses only fueled his fury. "Do you know what this does to me? To my career? To my family, who believed you were the one?" he shouted, pacing the room as she wept. The fight stretched on through the night. Neighbors later claimed they heard raised voices, slamming doors, and sobs that seemed to echo down the hallways. And by morning, the carefully crafted image of their perfect relationship was shattered. Travis unfollowed her on social media, wiped their photos from his profile, and posted a cryptic message that left fans buzzing. Trust is earned, not given. Once it's broken, It's gone forever. The internet exploded. Fans were shocked, divided between those who felt for Travis and others who accused him of being too harsh, too public with his pain. But Travis wasn't done. He had been humiliated, and now he was determined to make sure everyone knew the truth. He began showing up to events without her, always looking sharp but distant, as though carrying an invisible weight. Reporters asked where she was, and he would smirk, saying only, "Ask her." The vague answers only fueled speculation, and soon, gossip blogs were running with the story of betrayal. What made it worse was the reaction from his family. His mother, who had always welcomed his fiancée with open arms, felt personally betrayed. "I treated her like a daughter," she told relatives in a phone call that was later leaked online. "And she disrespected my son, our family, all of us. She doesn't deserve him." Friends who had been close to the couple started taking sides. Some unfollowed her completely, while others defended her, saying she had made a mistake but didn't deserve to be destroyed. The division was messy, and in the middle of it all, Travis stood tall, trying to act unbothered, but privately battling waves of anger and sadness. At one point, his fiancée tried to reach out, showing up at his training facility unannounced. Witnesses described the scene as pure drama. She stood by the entrance, pleading with security to let her in, tears streaking down her face. When Travis finally emerged, the confrontation was brutal. "Please, just hear me out," she cried, reaching for him. He pulled back, his jaw tight. "Hear you out? After everything you did, after embarrassing me in front of the whole world? I don't owe you anything." "I made a mistake," she sobbed, her voice breaking. "Don't throw away what we have." Travis's reply cut like a knife. "You threw it away the moment you chose him over me. Now live with that." Fans who witnessed the exchange recorded snippets on their phones, and within hours the videos went viral. Hashtags with Travis's name began trending, with people declaring that he had every right to humiliate her after what she'd done. Others argued he was being cruel, turning a private matter into a public spectacle. The drama only deepened when rumors surfaced that the man she had been seeing wasn't some random stranger, but someone within Travis's own circle. Whispers hinted at a betrayal closer to home, though no one could confirm it. Still, the possibility added fuel to the already raging fire, and fans couldn't stop speculating. Through it all, Travis kept moving forward, pouring himself into his career, but the pain lingered. In private, he confided to friends that he felt broken, unsure if he could ever trust again. One friend later revealed, "He's angry, yeah, but more than that, he's hurt. He really thought she was the one." And so, what began as a perfect love story had turned into a nightmare played out under the harsh glare of the public eye. But little did anyone know, this was just the beginning of a scandal that would spiral even further out of control. The fallout from that public confrontation outside the training facility was far from over. If anything, it was the spark that lit a wildfire neither Travis nor his fiancée could control. Videos of her crying and begging him for forgiveness while he coldly walked away were replayed across every social media platform, dissected by fans and gossip bloggers alike. Some labeled Travis a hero for standing up for himself, while others accused him of being unnecessarily cruel, humiliating her when he could have handled it privately. But for Travis, privacy was no longer an option. She had already humiliated him behind closed doors, and now he felt the world needed to know just how deep the betrayal cut. Over the next few days, Travis made sure his actions spoke louder than any words. He attended a high-profile charity gala alone, dressed in a sleek black suit, flashing that practiced smile that didn't quite reach his eyes. Photographers swarmed him, shouting questions about the breakup. Is it true she cheated? Are you two done for good? Who was the other guy? Travis didn't answer directly, but his sly smirk and a cryptic line, "Truth always comes to light," was enough to send the rumor mill into overdrive. Back at home, his fiancée was spiraling. Friends claimed she was barely eating, barely sleeping, desperate to win him back. "He won't take my calls. He won't answer my messages. she confided tearfully to one mutual friend. "I know I messed up, but he's punishing me like I'm the only one who's ever made a mistake." That same friend secretly recorded her sobbing confession and leaked it online, making her look both guilty and pitiful at the same time. Things took an even darker turn when Travis's family decided to step in. His mother had already expressed her outrage, but now his sister went public with a series of posts aimed directly at the fiancé. "Betraying my brother means betraying us all," one post read. "You played with his heart like it was a game, but you forgot we don't forget. And we don't forgive." Fans rallied behind the family, flooding the fiancé's accounts with comments so vicious that she was forced to disable them altogether. In a desperate attempt to salvage her image, she gave a tearful interview to a small online magazine. Sitting in a dimly lit room, mascara streaking down her face, she tried to explain her side. "I was lonely," she admitted, her voice trembling. "Travis was so focused on his career, and I made a horrible mistake. But I still love him, and I never stopped loving him." Instead of sympathy, her confession backfired. Fans saw it as an excuse, a weak justification for a betrayal that cut too deep. Travis's response to that interview was icy and swift. Posting on his social media, he wrote, "Love doesn't mean lying. Love doesn't mean sneaking around. Love doesn't mean humiliating the person who trusted you the most. Stop using me as your excuse." Within minutes, his post went viral, drawing thousands of comments, most of them praising him for his strength. But the real shock came days later, when new rumors surfaced that the man she had been seen with was none other than a close friend of Travis's from his college days. The betrayal wasn't just romantic, it was personal, cutting into the very core of his inner circle. Whispers spread quickly. Had his fiancée really been sneaking around with someone Travis considered a brother? A source close to Travis confirmed the worst. "He feels like he lost two people at once," the source revealed. "Not just the woman he wanted to marry, but also a friend he thought he could trust. That's why he's so angry." It's betrayal on two levels. Fans were floored, calling the entire situation messy and straight out of a soap opera. The tension reached a boiling point at a private party hosted by a mutual acquaintance. Both Travis and his fiancée showed up, though no one expected them to actually cross paths. Witnesses described the moment as explosive. As soon as she walked into the room, Travis's eyes locked on her, his expression hard as stone. She tried to approach him, whispering something under her breath, but he raised his voice loud enough for everyone to hear. "Don't you dare act like you're the victim here," he snapped, stunning the room into silence. "You broke us, you broke me, and then you went behind my back with someone I trusted. You don't get to play innocent now," she gasped, her eyes darting around the room at the stunned faces staring back at her. "Travis, please, not here," she whispered desperately. But Travis wasn't backing down. "No, here is exactly where this needs to be said. Everyone should know who you really are. You really are." Guests later recalled that she broke down crying right there in the middle of the party, while Travis turned his back and walked away, leaving her humiliated in front of dozens of people. The story of the confrontation spread like wildfire, with leaked audio clips making their way onto social media within hours. By now, the narrative was clear. Travis was done protecting her. Instead, he was making an example of her, and fans couldn't stop watching. Every move he made, every cryptic post, every public appearance without her was scrutinized, debated, and shared millions of times. But beneath the bravado, Travis was still battling his demons. Close friends said he was struggling to sleep, haunted by memories of the relationship he thought would last forever. "He's hurting bad," one insider said. "He puts on a strong front, but behind closed doors, it's eating him alive." Yet Travis refused to let the pain keep him silent. In interviews, he didn't mention her name, but his words dripped with meaning. "Sometimes you think you know someone," he said in one interview, his eyes narrowing slightly. "But then they show you who they really are, and you realize you were living in a lie." Fans cheered his strength, but others wondered if he was pushing things too far. Was he humiliating her out of heartbreak or out of revenge? And more importantly, was the story really as simple as it seemed? Because whispers were starting to emerge that there was still more to this scandal than anyone knew, and the biggest twist was yet to come. As the whispers grew louder, the scandal began to spiral in directions no one had anticipated. Fans thought they knew the whole story. Travis Hunter, betrayed by his fiancée and humiliated by a man he once called a friend. But soon, rumors surfaced that added new layers of drama to an already explosive situation. Insiders claimed there was more to his fiancee's betrayal than just one affair. Whispers suggested she had been meeting with not one, but multiple men, some of whom were tied to the entertainment industry. The idea that Travis, the golden boy of football, had been made a fool of on such a large scale sent shockwaves through his fan base. When Travis caught wind of these new rumors, his anger deepened. He had already endured public humiliation, but the thought of even more betrayals lurking in the shadows made his blood boil. He started dropping heavier hints on social media, each post more cutting than the last. Loyalty isn't something you beg for, it's something you live by. And some people never understood that, he wrote one night, sending fans into a frenzy of speculation. His fiancée, meanwhile, felt cornered. Her attempts to defend herself had failed. Her public image was in tatters, and now she was being painted as the ultimate villain. In a desperate move, she reached out to the very same gossip outlets that had been tearing her apart. She agreed to sit down for another interview, this time armed with what she claimed was the full truth. Sitting across from the interviewer, her hands shaking, she insisted that the rumors about multiple affairs were lies. "There was one mistake," she said, her voice cracking. "And I regret it more than anything. But people are twisting it, adding stories that aren't real. I was never with multiple men. I wasn't living some double life." But as she spoke, the interviewer leaned in, asking the question everyone wanted answered. Was it really Travis's friend? She hesitated, tears brimming in her eyes. Finally, she whispered, "Yes." The admission sent shockwaves across the internet. Confirming that she had been involved with someone in Travis's circle only fueled the fire, making her look even more heartless in the eyes of the public. Memes, reaction videos, and heated debates dominated social media for days. Fans declared that Travis had been right all along, praising him for exposing her. Others began questioning the motives of the so-called friend who had betrayed him. The tension reached its peak when Travis's former friend finally spoke out. Breaking his silence on social media, he posted a long defensive message claiming he had been painted unfairly. "Things aren't always what they seem," he wrote. "I didn't steal anyone's girl. Feelings happen, mistakes happen, but I'm not the monster people are making me out to be." His post only made things worse, as fans flooded his page with angry comments, calling him a snake, a traitor, and worse. Behind the scenes, Travis was furious. Sources close to him said he felt the statement was a slap in the face, as if the betrayal was being downplayed. "He's acting like it's no big deal," Travis reportedly vented to a friend. "He betrayed me, and now he wants sympathy? No way. Not after what he did." The situation became so toxic that Travis and his former friend nearly crossed paths at a sporting event, and security had to ensure they were kept apart. Whispers from insiders claimed Travis was ready to confront him publicly, but was talked down by his management team, who feared another viral meltdown would damage his career. Meanwhile, the fiancée tried to repair her image with heartfelt apologies. She posted a lengthy message on her private account, begging people to understand she was human and had made a mistake. "I know I hurt Travis, and I'll regret it forever," she wrote, "but I'm not the evil person the world thinks I am." Unfortunately for her, screenshots of the post leaked almost immediately, and fans dismissed it as another desperate attempt to play the victim. Travis, however, wasn't done humiliating her. At a press conference following a big game, a reporter asked about his mental state after the scandal. Instead of dodging the question, Travis leaned into the microphone and said, "When people show you who they are, believe them. I believed in the wrong person, but that mistake won't define me." The crowd applauded, and fans erupted online, praising him for turning heartbreak into strength. Yet, beneath the polished exterior, Travis's emotions were still raw. One night, during an intimate gathering with close friends, he reportedly broke down, confessing that he felt both betrayed and foolish. "I thought she loved me," he admitted, tears welling up in his eyes. "I thought he was my brother. Now, I don't know who to trust anymore." His vulnerability shocked those around him, who were so used to seeing him as the confident star. But just when it seemed the story couldn't get any messier, a new twist emerged. Screenshots began circulating online that appeared to show Travis's fiancée messaging yet another man. This time, while she was still trying to win Travis back, fans were stunned. Could it be true that even in the middle of the scandal, she was still talking to someone else? Travis saw the screenshots, and though he couldn't confirm their authenticity, the damage was done. He lashed out online again, writing, You can't heal when the wound keeps reopening. Some people never change. Fans interpreted this as confirmation that the rumors were true, and once again, they rallied behind him. The scandal had now taken on a life of its own, with fans, bloggers, and even celebrities weighing in. Some praised Travis for his strength, while others criticized the way he continued to publicly humiliate his fiancée. At some point, you have to move on, one commentator noted. But Travis wasn't ready to let it go. For him, this wasn't just about heartbreak. It was about pride, betrayal, and the humiliation of being deceived by two people he had once trusted the most. The wounds were deep, and the more he spoke out, the more the world realized that this was no ordinary breakup. It was a scandal that would leave scars on everyone involved. And just when people thought they had heard the worst of it, another revelation was waiting in the shadows, threatening to take the drama to an even more shocking level. Just when it seemed like the scandal had reached its breaking point, another revelation emerged that turned the entire story upside down. For weeks, Travis had been painted as the heartbroken victim, the man humiliated by the woman he was ready to marry, and the friend he once trusted like family. But whispers began spreading that maybe, just maybe, the story wasn't as one-sided as everyone believed. An anonymous source came forward, claiming to have messages that painted a different picture. According to them, Travis hadn't been as innocent as he let the world believe. The screenshots allegedly showed flirtatious conversations between Travis and another woman, months before the cheating scandal broke. Though the authenticity of the messages was immediately debated, the possibility of Travis having secrets of his own threw fans into chaos. Had he really been the loyal, devoted fiancé he portrayed himself to be? Or had he been guilty of playing games behind the scenes too? His fiancée seized the moment, releasing a statement that shook the internet. "I made mistakes, but so did he," she wrote. "It wasn't just me who broke the trust in our relationship. Travis wants the world to think he's perfect, but the truth is more complicated." The statement spread like wildfire, leaving fans divided more than ever before. Some refused to believe Travis could ever betray her, while others admitted the evidence was too messy to ignore. Travis, furious at what he saw as a desperate attempt to drag him down, responded in typical dramatic fashion. In a late-night livestream, he addressed the accusations directly. "I don't need to hide behind lies," he said, his voice heavy with emotion. "I never stepped out on her. Not once. I gave her everything I had. So for her to sit here and try to flip the script, that's just another humiliation on top of everything else. Just another humiliation on top of everything else." Fans flooded the comments section, declaring their support for Travis. But the seed of doubt had been planted, and no matter how passionately he denied it, some people wondered if he was being completely truthful. The drama only escalated when his former friend, yes, the same one accused of betraying him, added fuel to the fire with a cryptic post. "Funny how people forget the skeletons in their own closet," he wrote, accompanied by a smirking emoji. The timing was perfect, and the internet exploded with theories. Was he implying Travis had cheated first? Was this revenge? Or was it just a cheap shot to get under Travis's skin? Behind the scenes, Travis was unraveling. Friends said he felt trapped, like the world was turning against him. He's angry, but more than that, he feels betrayed all over again, one insider revealed. It's like no matter what he says, someone's ready to twist it against him. He doesn't know who to trust anymore. Meanwhile, his fiancée wasn't giving up. Determined to reclaim her dignity, she attempted one last grand gesture. She showed up at one of his games, sitting conspicuously close to the field where cameras couldn't miss her. Dressed in all black, she looked solemn, her eyes locked on Travis as he played. Commentators couldn't resist pointing it out, and within minutes, her appearance was trending. Was she there to apologize? To make a statement? Or just to stir the pot? After the game, when Travis was leaving the stadium, she tried to approach him once again. Fans who were present described the moment as pure chaos. Security tried to hold her back, but she shouted over them, "I still love you, Travis. Please, just talk to me." He stopped in his tracks, the cameras flashing around him, and for a brief moment, it seemed like he might respond. The crowd went silent, waiting for his reaction. Then, with a cold stare, he shook his head and walked away, leaving her surrounded by flashing cameras and murmurs of pity. It was the final humiliation, a moment that cemented their breakup in the public eye. But the scandal didn't die there. It lived on through endless fan debates, conspiracy theories, and speculation about what really happened behind closed doors. Some swore Travis was the true victim. Others believed the fiancé's claims that the truth was more complicated. and a growing number suspected that both sides were hiding secrets. What no one could deny was the emotional toll it had taken on Travis. He was no longer the same smiling star fans had once idolized. He carried himself differently, with a hardened edge, as if the betrayal had left scars he couldn't quite shake. In interviews, he avoided the subject, but the pain was still written all over his face. And as for his fiancée, she disappeared from the spotlight, retreating into silence after her public attempts failed. Some said she moved away. Others claimed she was plotting a tell-all that would expose everything. But either way, her name remained tied to Travis's, a reminder of the scandal that shook his world. The story ended not with a neat resolution, but with unanswered questions, lingering doubts, and the haunting reality that sometimes love doesn't just break, it destroys. And for Travis Hunter, the man once celebrated for having it all, the heartbreak became a chapter in his life that fans would never forget. A cautionary tale of betrayal, humiliation, and the devastating cost of trust broken beyond repair. And so, this whirlwind of betrayal, heartbreak, and public humiliation has left fans questioning everything they thought they knew about Travis Hunter's picture-perfect love story. What began as a fairy tale romance spiraled into a saga of accusations, leaked messages, family drama, and explosive confrontations that played out under the unforgiving spotlight of fame. Was Travis the innocent victim who gave his all to the wrong person? Or was there more to the story than he wanted to admit? Was his fiancée truly the villain fans believe? Or was she also a casualty of a relationship already crumbling behind closed doors? And let's not forget the so-called friend, whose role in this messy triangle left everyone divided about where the real blame lies. The one thing everyone can agree on is that this scandal has left scars. Travis may continue to shine on the field, but off the field, he carries the weight of a betrayal that the world will never let him forget. His fiancée may have stepped back from the spotlight, but her name will always be tied to this drama, her actions dissected and judged for years to come. And the friend, his reputation may never recover from being branded as the ultimate traitor. But now, the question is for you, the viewers. Do you think Travis went too far in humiliating his fiancée publicly? Or was he right to expose her betrayal for the world to see? Do you believe his fiancée's claim that there's more to the story? Or do you think she's just trying to save face? And what about the friend? Was he simply caught up in a mistake? Or did he deliberately tear down a brotherhood for his own gain? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you were glued to this rollercoaster of drama, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel for more jaw-dropping stories, and turn on the notifications so you never miss the next scandal. Because in the world of fame, love, and betrayal, the drama never truly ends. It only gets bigger. It only gets bigger.